CAT 2024 slot 1 QA. The question number 18 we are at. Now this is from the relation and functions. It says consider two sets A, that is 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, all six first prime numbers. Then they say P, there is 1, 8, 27, the three cubes for the first three natural numbers. Now let F be a function from A to B such that for every element, that is a restriction here we have. That means all the three 1, 8, 27 has to be present in the function. There is at least one element A in A such that A is equal to B. Then the total number of such function is how many? Now, if there's no restriction, the answer is very simple. That is B raised to power A. That means this is 3 raised to power 6. That means that is 729. But that is not the case. If they ask the total number of function, that is 729. But they've given a restriction. Due to this restriction, we cannot count the cases where the function will have only 1 or 8 or 27. So only one element of B will not be allowed. Also, 1 and 8, 8 and 27, 1 and 27, there are two elements of B are present and the third one is missing. That case also will not be taken. We need to take a case where all the three elements are present. That means 1, 8 and 27 has to be there. They has to be there. Now, how that can be done? Now there are 6 elements in A. That means we're going to have 6 times FA, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 8, 27, they're going to come in total 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, how these 6 elements can be divided with these 3? So there is a possibility that in the 4 elements we can have 1, 1, 1, 1, or 8, 8, 8, or 27, 27, and the rest 2 will be different. So we have all the elements of B. Or it is possible that we can have 3 are identical and the rest one is identical in 2 parts and the third one is again different. Or we may have every element twice. That means we have to count these cases where we have all the 3 elements present. Now that means this can be done in 3 different ways. Let's understand that. Number of function that we can count. So these 3 will be either one of these elements will come 4 times and the rest 2 will come 1 times each, or one of them will become 3 times and the rest out of rest 2 one will come twice and one will come only once towards the right hand side. And it is also possible that all of these elements will come equal number of times. That means 2 times 1, 2 times 8, and 2 times 27. Now, how will we calculate it? Now, from 1, 8, and 27, we can take any one of these 3C1, and the rest 2 will be twice, 1 time each. From A, there are 6 elements. So, to match with this 1, which is going to be 4 times, we need out of 6, we need 4 elements from section A, from set A. Then 2 will be remaining. Then out of 2 we can have 1, and the one let the last is there, so that is nothing to be counted because that is only 1 only. So we have 3 factorial by 2 factorial into 1 factorial, that is 3, multiplied by 6 factorial by 4 factorial into 2 factorial, that is 6 into 5, 30, 30 by 2, 15, multiplied by 2C1, that is 2 factorial, divided by 1 factorial, that is 2. So this comes out to be 90 such functions are possible. When I talk about 3, 2, 1, that means one of the elements 1, 8, and 27 has to come thrice. So we have 3 options. We'll take out of 3 1, and for the element which is going to come twice, again I have an option. So I'll take 2C1. This is for the element of B. Now from A, when I have to take, again out of 6, first of all I'll take 3. The remaining 3 I'll take 2, and the last one again there's only 1 remaining, so there's no need to write that. So this gonna be 3 into 2, 6, multiplied by 6 factorial by 3 factorial into 3 factorial. That means this gonna be 6 factorial, 6 into 5 into 4, 5 into 4, 20. And 3C2, that is again 3 factorial by 2 factorial, that is 3. So this comes out to be 6 into 3, 18 into 2, 360. And for the case 222, because they all are coming each equal time, so we need to have 6C2 from the A, because B we're gonna have equal number of times, so we don't need to take that. 6C2, then 4C2, and then from A we have to take the last two, 2C2, that is 1, so the gain that can be ignored. So we have 6C2, that means that is 15, because that is equal to 6C4 itself, into 4C2, that is 4 into 3, 12, 12 by 2 factorial 6, so that is 90. The three cases are possible. If I add all of them, the answer comes out to be 540. That is the answer I have. Question number 18, the answer is 540. Let's go to the next question number 19. The question number 19 says, this is from arithmetic now. In September, the incomes of Kamal, Amal, and Vimal in the ratio 865. So I can say they are 8 rupees, 6 rupees, 5 rupees, or 8x, 6x, 5x, whatever you want to take it. They rent a house together, and Kamal pays 15%, Amal pays 12%, Vimal pays 18% of their respective incomes to cover the total house rent. So this amount is from their income, and that amount is equal to the rent. In October, the house rent remains unchanged while their incomes increase 10%, 12%, 15%. So in October, the percent of their total income. So we can take it without taking X. Let's say the salary of Kamal, Amal, and Vimal. Let's say the salaries are 8 rupees, 6 rupees, and 5 rupees. And when they are paying 15% of A as a house rent, so house rent 15% of 8 gonna be 15 into 8, 120, that is 1.2 rupees. 12%, 12 into 6, 72, that means 0.72 rupees. Plus, Wimble pays 18%, 18 into 5, 90, that is 0.9 rupees. The total house rent, we can see that will be 1.2 plus 0.9, 2.1, that is 2.82. Now this remains same, they said. This amount does not change, but the income got changed. Now the new income which they have, in October the house rent remains unchanged while the income increased by 10%. 8 into 10, that is 80, that means it increased by 0.8, that means 8.80. 12% was increased for Amal. 12 into 6, that is 72, so this became 6.72. For Bimal it went 18%, so 18 into 5, sorry, 15%, so 15 into 5, 75, that means it became 5.75. Now the question is, in October, the percent of the total income, what will be paid as house rent is nearest to. The house rent is 2.82. The total income, that is 8 and 6, 14 and 5, 19, 19.8, 20.52, 21.27. The total income now is 21.27. That is the total income. Now we just have to find out what is the percentage. So 2.82 divided by 21.27 multiplied by 100. That we have to find out. Now this point can be cancelled out because they both are divided by 100, divided by 100. And by approximation, if I take, this is 21 into 121, then I get 72. That means 13 point something. My answer should be, that is the answer, in 13.26. So we don't need to go into the exact calculation, but yes, in CAT you have the calculator, so you could easily do it, I believe. The answer going to be 13.26. The question number 20. For any natural number n, let an be the largest integer not exceeding root n, then the value of a1 plus a2 till a50. Now, when they say largest integer not exceeding, this is same like greatest integer, less than or equal to a number. So when we say a1, the value of a1 will be 1 because it is the root of 1 equal to 1, and we can take 1 itself. For a2, if we take the square root of 2 is 1.4, So that will be taken as 1 itself because we do not have to take the fractional value, we have to take the integer, the greatest integer function we can say. A3, again the square root of 3 will be 1 point something, the value is 1. But for A4, we're going to have it 2. A5, again 2 point something, the value is 2. It will go till A8 because from A3, A9, we're going to get 3. And then we'll go till A15. And then there's A16, which is 16 square root 16 4. And this will go till the next, that is A24. For A25, it's going to be 5. And this will go till A35. I believe you guys are understanding. I'm just taking the square values and the square roots where it's going to end. Then we take A25, A36. That will be 6 and it will go till A48. And for A49, we will take 7. And for A50 also, we will take 7. Now, if we add the numbers, this is 1 into 3 plus 2 into 5, that is 10, 3 into 7, 21. This is 4 into 9, 36. This is 5 into 11, that is 55. Then 6 into 13, that is 78. And for 7, we have only 2 times, that means this is 14. Now, if I add all these numbers, we're going to get 3 and 10, 13, 21, 34, 34 and 36, 70, 70, 55, 125, 125 and 78, 203 and 14, 217. That is the answer we get. I believe quite easy, quite simple. This was quite doable. Now look at the next question. The next question says, if a plus root b root n is a positive square root of 29 minus 12 root 5, and n is a natural in number, then the maximum possible value of a plus b plus n is what? Now, how we can take care of this? Now, there's two ways to do it. Let's do a shortcut first of all. So it is a plus b root n, that is equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. And we need to take a square root of this, that is equal to a plus b root n. That means a plus b root n square, that is equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. Now if I open it, this is a square plus b square n plus 2ab root n, that is equal to 29 minus 12 root 5. Now that clearly tells me that if plus 2ab root n is plus and here it is minus, that means out of a and b, one has to be positive and the other has to be negative. Then only we can have this plus minus sign. Second thing, now if another thing I can take, if I take let's say n, that is equal to this root 5, that means n is equal to 5. Now in that case, twice of ab, that will be minus 12, right? And this gonna be minus 6, a into b will be equal to minus 6. And if I talk about the addition, that should be equal to 29. A square plus b square n, that is equal to 29. If I'm assuming n has to be 5 from here, that means this is a square plus 5 into b square, that is equal to 29. Now the possible values which I can have is 29, and here I have a multiple of 5. That means this can be 25 plus 4. But to make it 25, we need to have b as root 5. That is not possible, right? That means we can have it as a square as 9, and b should be a multiple of 5, that is 20. That means b square should be 4. That means a has to be plus minus 3 and b has to be minus or plus 2. Now this gives me an equation. Now the options I have to find out, it talks about getting the maximum possible value, that is a plus b plus n. So if I do a plus b plus n, right now that is coming as b as 9, and if I have to maximize it, and plus 3 minus 2, of course that makes sense. So answer comes out to be 6, but there are options which are more than this. That gives me a hint that there is another case possible. Obviously we can see it. The other case possible is, let's rub this once. The other case which is possible, that is if we will increase the value of n. How can we increase it? To increase the value of n, as we said, 2ab root n, that is equal to minus 12 root 5. Let's, this is 6. Let's bring one more 2 inside. That means I can write is minus 3 root 20. That is ab root n. Now here the value of n straight away jumps to be 20. And a into b is minus 3. That means it can be plus minus 3 into minus plus 1. So here I can have a can have plus minus 3 and b I can have minus plus 1. So that is another option I have. And here if I add a plus b plus n, then I can get 3 minus 1, 20, 22. But again a catch. They mentioned that this is a positive square root. Now if this is a positive square root, and if I put the value of a plus b root n, if I try to take a as 3, b as minus 1, and root n as 20, now the answer is going to be in negative, because minus root 20, that is 4 point something, approximately 4.45. So I'm going to get negative answer, but that is not acceptable. We need to have a positive one. That means the sign has to be changed. We need to see a has to be minus 3 and b has to be plus 1. Now if I add them, a that is minus 3, b as 1, and n as 20, the answer will be 18. Now this is the maximum possible value which we can have. I believe it was a very good question. Someone who's not aware about the shortcuts or going the long way, they may either will take more time, or they may end up answering 6, but that is not. The answer is 22, sorry, 18. Even 22 is a catch. The answer is 18 because this positive square root word. The last question of this slot. The surface area of a closed rectangular box which is inscribed in a sphere is 846 square centimeter. The sum of lengths of all its edges is 144. The volume in cubic centimeter of sphere is what? Now we know the surface area of a closed rectangular box, that is a cuboid, inscribed in a sphere is 846. So the twice of LB plus BH plus LH, because it's a closed one, that the total surface area, that is equal to, given to me, 846. And also this has a sum of the lengths of all its edges. Edges means length, 4 times length, 4 times breadth, and 4 times height. Now that is equal to, they said, 144. Now they want to know the volume in cubic centimeter of sphere. Now the formula for volume of a cube of a sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now pi is there in all the option. That means pi we will not solve. We will not replace the value. We need to find out radius. Now, if we see if there is a circle, a sphere, I'll say, and then there is a rectangle if we take, and there's a diagonal we have. Now, this is going to be the center. That means the diagonal of the cuboid, because the 3D figure, so we have to take a body diagonal. So the diagonal of the cuboid should be equal to the diameter of the sphere. The diagonal, the formula for the diagonal of a cuboid is square root of L square plus B square plus H square. Now that is equal to twice of the radius. That means L square plus B square plus H square, that is 4R square. Now we have to find out the value of L square plus B square plus H square, and I believe it's quite clear to one who is preparing for CAT. It is straight away in front of us. We can easily check it out because this, let's cancel this out. 4 into 3, 12, and this is 36. This is to let do not cut it because we know the formula we're gonna make. The formula we have, that is L plus B plus H, A plus B plus C whole square. That is A square plus B square plus C square plus twice of AB plus BC plus AC. In case of a cuboid, it is A is equal to L, B is equal to B, and C is equal to H. Now L plus B plus H, the value we have 36 square. L square plus B square plus H square, that is equal to 4 of R square plus 2LB plus BH, that we have 846. If I solve it further, 36 square, that is going to be 36 square gonna be 35 square is 1225. 36 gonna be 1296. That is equal to 4R square plus 846. That gives me the value for 4R square. That is equal to 450. That means R square will be 225 by 2 and R will be 15 by root 2. That is the value of my radius. Now we have to put this value in the formula of volume. That means this is 4 by 3 into pi into 15 cube. That is 15. We can cut that down also. Na? So let's just make it a square. 15 square 225 by 2 multiplied by 15 by root 2. Because this 2 will get cancelled here and this 3 can get cancelled here. That means the answer we're going to get 2 into 510. The answer is not in divide by root 2, so we have to rationalize also. So that will be 2. That will also get cancelled. So we're going to get 225 into 5 is 1125 root 2 pi. So that is going to be the answer. This was from the mensuration. So the questions from the CAT 2024 slot 1 have been completed. Hope you have understood every question. In case of any doubts, you may comment, you may ask us. We will explain that to you again. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, comment, and like so we can come up with more videos like this. Thank you so much.